So in this segment, we're going to explore the Kumitachi in the Advanced Samurai Swordsmanship curriculum. This Kumitachi is called Isun migi. Isun means the distance of 1 inch. So we're going to explore how far it is from uchitachi, that's the attacker, and shitachi. As we do this, I'm going to be presenting first. And he'll be doing the counterattacking technique that's called gono-sen. So the idea here, the concept is attacking after the first attack, judging the distance and judging the speed. We start out with a sword on the body called taito. Hands come up, bend the knees, and draw the sword forward and out into a chudan position. Chudan, the sword should be just about 2 fists from your stomach, and a kisaki, the tip, should be just about neck level. Then we both step into haso no kamae. In haso no kamae, the tsuba is about halfway up the center of my face. Kisaki is pointing 45 degrees angle backward. At this position, the sword is actually facing, I know that when I'm within kirima, or cutting distance, is facing toward the toe of my enemy. As I step in and cut from overhead, he's going to move offline. He'll move offline, dropping the sword very low and very high, then into my kote. As he does that, he's cutting all the way up the center line of my body. He's cutting my body with a kisaki and my wrist with a monouchi. I'm pressured so that I can't come in, so the only thing I can do right now is move backward. As I move backward into jodan to try to escape his cut, he moves in and pressures to my kote in this position. The energy is coming in through the sword to my wrist and then upward into my body. It's actually pinning my body right here. So what I have to do is I have to try and escape this by dropping my body down and stepping out. As I do, he controls the center line to my face. I step out and back, lowering my hands, and he continues to pressure. We move back to the original position. And then back. And that's Isun migi. Hey! Ho! Hey! Yup! Isun hidari is the second kumitachi we're going to practice, and it starts off very much like the Isun migi. Again, we're concentrating on the gono-sen, the initiative where the shitachi is going to counterattack after uchitachi presents his first attack. Isun migi starts from the right side. Isun hidari starts both from the left side. So we start off drawing the sword into chudan no kamae, just as we did in Isun migi. This time, rather than stepping back, we simply shuffle back and bring the sword to a left hasso position with the right foot forward for each. Uchitachi is going to take a large step in with his left foot and cut directly down the center line. As that happens, you'll notice the kisaki and momoichi drop downward and cut, this time, the left kote, or the right kote, I'm sorry. Once again, pressuring, taking my position. He's cutting my wrist with the momoichi and threatening my body with the tip. As I try to release and step back, sword comes around, slicing into my left kote. So we're going right, now left, and taking control. I shuffle back, trying to avoid the kisaki, moving into a neutral position.
Hey! 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 Hey!
The third Kumitachi in our series is called Ju. In Ju, we explore another concept in timing and initiative. Prior to this, we had talked about Gono-sen, Gono-sen meaning counterattacking technique, where Shitachi waits for Uchitachi to attack. In this series, Shitachi actually takes the initiative and forces Shitachi to make a move. So we start, as before, moving from a neutral position to a Chudan no Kamae, a middle guard position. We cross, once again, swords just about 3 to 4 inches. This gives us the proper distance now to try to control. At this point, Sensei is trying to control my center line, and I'm trying to control his center line. He takes the initiative and starts to force the kisaki, the tip of the sword, straight toward my throat and face. This forces my sword to move a little to the side. I can't really cut here, so I have to move back and try to escape to cut to the other side. What I'm really going to try and do is try to come back, and as I try to come up to cut, he continues to move in, slicing my left wrist, my left kote. I can still feel the pressure moving in, and since he has the initiative and the momentum, I try to escape by ducking down. If Sensei, if you'll stay right there for a moment, I try to escape by ducking down and trying to cut this direction. To counter that action, he continues to push in with his hips as I move back, and when I go to cut, he comes and cuts my right kote. At this point, I lower the sword to the left side, take a neutral position, and release the sword. We move back to the center to a Chudan no Kamae and perform Noto. The fourth Kumitachi in this series is called Chiurai. Chiurai is a bit more complicated than the past three Kumitachi you've learned at this point, and it involves taking initiative once again. This is called Sen no Sen, and Shitachi is actually going to take the initiative to force me to move in order to get me to do what he wants me to do. So we start off drawing the sword, the Chudan no Kamae, in this position. Crossing, and at this point, we're crossing the swords on the omote side. The omote side is actually his left side of the body. It's my left side of the body. So as we cross the swords, we want to cross on the left side of each sword. What this does is it presents my right